to deal with the matter. But if the people you say you have identified, you have not invited anybody to discuss with them or to ask, is it the briefing they call it in intelligence parlance, then it appears as if you're just sending out those the statements, to harass us, to harass the people. But I know that there is a role that particular statement issued was meant to achieve, which is more or less to be like an awareness that, look, we know that something like this is going on. Make una tell una pikin, make them not get involved in being used for violent protests and all of that. That, in my opinion, is what they're trying to do. But if you have identified, that is the key word. Please invite. That shows action, not just talk.
All right, Bolaho, try this for size. Nnamani urges Southeast to support Tinubu, negotiate for political largesse.
It's going to be a very tough one. Number one, don't forget that the issues around presidency has not even been totally resolved. People are in court as we speak. So what Nnamani is suggesting becomes relevant after those things have been resolved. As we speak today, the candidate of PDP believes he won the election. The candidate of Labour Party, who is from the Southeast, believed he won the election. So when those are resolved, one way or the other, then if it is not the candidate of the Southeast, or if it, don't let me say candidate of the Southeast, if it is another person other than the people that the Southeasterners voted for that won the election,
then in the Southeast. That won the national election.
That won the national election. Then there is a place of negotiation to say, look, here is it. We've not had this privilege all this while. This is what we think we can do. But right now, it's not there. It's not the time.
How about this? What PDP would have done for us if Atiku had won? This is coming from Fayose.
What PDP would have done for us? Well, unless one reads that paper.
He didn't say to us.
For us. We don't know. Everything is in the space of speculation. What would they have done? We don't know exactly what PDP will have, because that's Fayose is speculating.
All right. Plot to install interim government will fall, or will fail, I should say. This is from Wole Olanipekun.
I think I should also make a few comments on this interim government, because I've heard over the last few days people who are saying, "Oh, who can put in an interim government?" And the allusion is to the fact that it is the current government that can put in place an interim government. No, sir, no, man. There is nobody that can put in an interim government. There is no place for interim government in our law. So the current government, president or whoever they are, cannot put in place an interim government because there is no such law. When we had it, it was under the military. When the military comes into power, the first thing they do is they suspend the constitution of the country.
And begin to rule by fiat.
Begin to rule by fiat. So it was under, more or less, you can call it a lawless situation that we had, the interim government we had in 1993. So neither the current government nor an incoming one or whoever can put in place an interim government under our laws. The law has absolutely no provision for it.
All right. Hear this one. I don't know how you react to it. National Media Complaint Commission to be inaugurated on Monday.
A National Media Complaint Commission. I don't know what they are supposed to do. Is that the place where we report the media to? What is going to be their focus? Are they also going to have responsibility for social media? I don't know. But if it is something about the people to be able to complain about their media to government in a way, let's see how it runs. Let's see how that runs.
All right. Benue PDP suspends officials over Ayu's suspension.
Oh yeah, there was this.
That's a double.
It's
suspension.
an interesting. It has been an interesting place, Benue, in the past couple of weeks, where the ward where Ayu came from suspended Ayu, in a rather interesting circumstance. He didn't pay annual dues, to the party and all. And I wonder why they just found out, and not that they have found out 3 weeks ago. that he had not paid dues. But now that election is over, they realize that he has not paid dues, and they said anti-party activities as well. Now, apparently, the party must have viewed what the executive of the ward did as not appropriate. So, after restoring, so they dealt with them. They dealt with that ward level executive, as it were. Party discipline is at an all-time low, especially in PDP. There was, on one hand, the people who were doing anti-party activities. Some were suspended. Why some were suspended? You are asking yourself, why are specific names not on the list of those ones that were suspended? What have those ones that were suspended? What have they done that these other ones have not done? And then all of a sudden, after suspension, a few days after, they were also recalled. That it's been a mess with party discipline in PDP.
All right, 12 minutes past 7. That's the time from the Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. And the newspaper headliners is on air. We move to the Punch, Bola. Hear this. Banks push out dirty, mutilated notes as new Naira scarcity persists.
Yes, I've seen some of the notes that have been pushed out, and they are not particularly exciting to look at. Some are smelly, some are, they are ordinarily, some of those notes should not be coming back into circulation. But we are in a desperate situation, I guess. That is what the CBN has in its vault and is pushing them out to solve the problem. Is it solving the problem? My answer is yes. So I beg to disagree with the position of this reporter. I was deliberate about looking out for this when I was in Awolowo. I was on Awolowo Road yesterday. I drove all through the length. I saw Fidelity, I saw FCMB, there was Access, there was Standard Chartered, there was UBA, there was GT Bank. Almost all the banks were on Awolowo Road. And those queues were not there. Apart from GTB had queues. When I left Awolowo Road, I went to my own bank, Echo Bank, on Akeadeshola. I was the only one that withdrew cash at the ATM on Akeadeshola yesterday morning when I went there. Not one other person. Initially, my thought was that maybe there was no money there. So I asked the security guard, is it paying? He said, yes, it is paying. And I went there, I collected 10,000 naira.
Nobody will come after you. But try this for size. Help. At 19, at 19, I can't count my sex partners.
Oh my God.
He needs help.
He surely needs help. Maybe there is a mental health side to whatever is going on with him. So people like him may need to see a counselor, and probably there are other medical experts, especially in the psychiatry and mental health side of things. It may not be normal because there's something about that mind that cannot just stop changing sexual partners or engaging in new sex partners. Something is wrong somewhere, and my advice would be that kind of a person needs help, and the help may be medical.
Parliamentary workers deny 500 million naira fraud allegation, say petition not accurate.
Well, they should go and defend themselves before a competent authority. Maybe, I don't know who was petitioned. Maybe it was ICPC or EFCC or the Nigerian police that was petitioned. Whichever agency has been petitioned should invite them and let them come and defend themselves rather than doing it on the pages of newspaper. We are not privy to the evidences before those agencies or the detail that the petitioner might have provided. So let them come and defend themselves before the relevant agency of government.
All right. Try this for size there, Balahon. TASWED lecturer, that is, TASWED is Taisho Larin
College of Education.
University of Education.
Oh, it's now University of Education.
Yeah.
That's true.
TASWED lecturer arraigned for demanding sex under 100,000 naira.
Oh my God. This thing no go stop. Well, the best.
Sometimes I wonder whether when you did one.
It's not impossible. For example, when we used to say, oh, Nollywood in Nigeria, that some people, production people and all the rest, were harassing the girls for sex and the rest. Somebody might have thought it was Nigerian alone until you saw the can of worms in America.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So everywhere there are men and women, things could happen. It is for the society to ensure that it is on the watch to prevent abuses involving sex and all that stuff. And even for our tertiary education, the way to go is, number one, to continue to ensure that people like this person get exposed, get prosecuted, get punished. For as long as we continue to punish them, these things will start to go down. But if they do it and they get away with it, it will continue.
Bolaha, have you heard this saying before? One poignant lesson of history is that man hardly learns from history.
True, which is why history keeps repeating itself.
Okay.
Most of the time.
All right, to Osun, your state now. Osun Imam and others injured as Oro adherents invade mosque.
But why would they invade the mosque?
You they ask me.
Because
I'm reporting news.
Oro should do their Oro. The mosque people should be allowed to be in their mosque, as long as there are no issues of one trying to prevent the other from doing its own thing. But what we have seen in certain circumstances, I'm not saying in all circumstances in which there are these clashes, are situations in which one religion believes that it is superior to another and will want to stop the others from doing what they're supposed to do. I've read a report somewhere, I think it was somewhere in Lagos there, where there was actually a clash on the road, more or less. There must be a way that societies can work this thing out. Religious tolerance is a very important thing. People should be able to worship the way they so desire without yes. Yeah. That's the reality.
Okay, have you heard this before? Woman bags 3-year jail sentence for selling hemp.
3 years for selling hemp. Only God knows how filled up the jail will have been if they were able to arrest everybody that is selling hemp in this country.
No, that it's a woman now.
It's a woman. Yeah, many of the people selling are also women, including people who have some other obvious businesses and you don't even know. A woman selling food, for example, and she has her codes for whatever other, not just hemp, whatever other drugs you want to buy. The people come there, they are buying their rice and beans as usual. But some people are getting some other things just by raising up some thumb and some finger somewhere, and you don't know. You're just sitting down there eating your own food. We have become a large consumer nation of illicit drugs.
All right.
While I commend the effort of the NDLEA, especially on the Marwa, I think leadership at all levels needs to get more involved. And by at all levels, I mean even at the parental level.
Yeah.
And all those other religious leaders, teachers, traditional leaders, everybody needs to get involved.
But you know, hard drug, or drugs if you like, illicit drugs, will be one of the 3 outstanding illicit trades on the planet.
It has been there for a while.
Gun running and which is the other one?
Prostitution.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Let's take this one. Woman delivered of quintuplets after 9-year marriage. Quintuplets, how many children? 9?
After 9 years, she got 9 babies.
Yeah.
That's one for each year.
Queen, is it
Queen
10?
I don't know.
Quintuplets.
There is sextuplet. There is it 7? I don't know. I can't. One will have to Google that to know what. But it's quite interesting. I wonder how she's going to cope, though. That's a whole lot of numbers to give birth to at a time. Ask yourself. I mean, for some other species in this our kingdom, they have several breasts and could probably breastfeed 8-9 babies at a time, but not humans.
Okay, prison official remanded over job racketeering.
And job racketeering does not seem to be something that will go away anytime soon in our society, especially from the government side of things. People are cashing in on the level of unemployment. In fact, I still vividly remember a situation in which many Nigerians died. Was it not prison too? I can't remember now. Some years ago, I think it was even during the last administration, people came for that job. There was stampede and people died. But beyond that, people who from time to time will go, some will even float a website, ask people to, apply on those websites and collect money from them, and there are no jobs anywhere. Maybe there's even an agency of government that needs to keep eyes on this kind of situation and help the populace, because people are desperate for jobs.
Okay. All right, 7:21. You're listening to newspaper headliners on the VOP radio. Let's move to the Sun newspapers. Okay. The Sun leads with this: 10th National Assembly, top contenders lobby governors and emirs.
Yeah, those are strong influencers that they are trying to lobby. But then we can't stop that. There has to be elements of zoning. I wonder how that will play out in the choice of the Senate president. Suppose the litigation decides to lead in another direction, for example, and PD and Atiku was installed as president, or maybe it is Obi that got installed as president. That changes some of the calculations that might be on ground right now. But it's a space we need to watch, because that zoning matter will come to play. In the choice of the Senate president.
Okay, IPOB defends Iwayanwu Catholic priest.
I don't know what this is about, but if it is about that speech by Iwayanwu, when I initially listened to that speech too, I was like, no, this elder statesman could not have been saying this. It took me a few times of listening to observe that there was even possibly a cut and join at some point in that speech. So it appears that there was an attempt to create some mischief with that particular speech. So if some people are backing Iwayanwu up, they probably have a basis for doing that. I do not believe, and the man himself has refuted that he called the Yorubas rascals. That what he was referring to are those people who were, intimidating others and the rest of it. I think we should just let this matter lie, especially in this season.
How about this, Balaam? Court awards 30 million naira cost against ex-PDP chairman's wife for locking up aide in dog's cage.
30 million. I wish that it goes... That judgment had gone beyond money. It would have been nice to also be able to lock up that kind of a person, not just to pay. Former governor's wife, most likely there's money somewhere. Before she leaves the premises of the court, probably can cut a check for that and just walk away. But it would have been nice if you could put a human being in a dog's cage. You deserve to be locked up as well. Go and have fun with some of the jailbirds in the prison too for a while. And that would have been ideal. Not just paying 30 million for a governor's wife. You call the check before she left the premises of the court.
Well, this should not rattle you. We did not issue sit-at-home order in Lagos, according to the IPOB.
The IPOB has been trying to disentangle itself from the Simon Ekpa guy. Simon Ekpa was said to have issued a statement like this. I don't know who he thinks he is. He has been able to cause some problems.
They say he's leader of IPOB abroad.
But this is IPOB denouncing him, because for a while it has been giving IPOB a very horrible name. Most of the time when he declares this is sitting at home, there are enforcers in the southeast who go out there and carry some of this dastardly act out. People got killed by virtue of some of his pronouncement. And I've been concerned about the attitude of the Finnish government on the issue of Simon Ekpa. But he's overstepping his boundary when he thinks he can now extend whatever megalomania he might be suffering from to issuing orders to Lagos. We don't get time for that kind of thing for here. We no mention them at all. And I just hope that at the international level, at government to government level, that we can do something and bring this man to books. His excesses has transcended any other thing I can imagine.
All right, take you to Cross River now. Cross River State APC extends hand of fellowship to PDP and other candidates, promises to run inclusive government.
Inclusive government, we've heard it over and over again. The story of inclusive government is a matter of political settlement. It's still among politicians. What they mean when they say inclusive government is that, oh, we will bring somebody from this party, another person from this party. All of them are still politicians. What the citizens want is the dividends of democracy. They want to see performance of government, and that should be our focus, and that should be the focus of the government. Well, if the model of bringing people from other parties is what will deliver that dividend, so be it. But let it not be lost on us that all those unity are for the politicians, not necessarily for the people. What the people want is dividends of democracy for themselves.
All right, let's move to the leadership newspapers now. It leads with this: Buhari unlikely to remove subsidy on PMS before May 29.
Yeah, I mean that is clear. If you look at the budget, the provision was up to June, so definitely it would not be removed until Buhari leaves. It's for the next government to inherit that monster and deal with it. Hopefully, anybody who believes he will find himself in that saddle must have started thinking of the solution to that. There's a president-elect also, and I believe that his relevant team will already be working on how to approach this monster. It is a huge issue that have been on the table for literally even since the days of the military. So it is not a walk in the park. It is a tough assignment. And the expectation will be that at the level of the president-elect now, the relevant team will have started to take a detailed approach and work plan as to how to confront this monster. And to the other people, contestants who are still at the court, the same thing I will expect. If you so strongly believe you have a case and you're going to win this thing at the court, your relevant team must start working, because we don't want to hear I didn't know. Everybody knew the case with our oil, with our subsidy. Everybody knows. It's in the papers every day. So to lead these people, start to work on your solution to fuel subsidy.
Okay, then we have the Tribune newspapers. The Tribune. Agbola Joshua, the youngest certified cloud practitioner in Africa. Have you heard anything
Interesting.
like that?
How old is he? I wonder.
That's why you must buy the paper.
Exactly. Quite interesting. Like I tell people, there are Nigerians who these days, all they see.
He's 6 years.
He's 6 years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's a whiz kid. And these are people, you will see what will happen to this little boy in a few years is that he will not be in this country. That's the reality of it. Because this news, some other people are reading it across the world, and they are going to invite this young man, to come and be part of them. So there are good things happening in Nigeria to people. I know there's a lot of frustration among the public, but in reality, there are still good things happening in Nigeria. And let's pay attention to those good things as well.
How about this? PDP quashes suspension order on Shema, Fayose, Anyim, and others.
Yeah, they punish them on the left, and on the right they remove the punishment. I guess it's in the spirit of trying to rebuild the PDP. It has been in very serious trouble. So this might be an initiative of the acting leadership. PDP has an acting chairman as we speak. So you might think that, rather than punish all these people.
Haven't you heard the acting chairman has been kicked? IU has been restored.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So the court held yesterday.
Yeah.
I missed that news. How come it is not in the papers? I expect it to be in the front page of all these newspapers. Yeah, that is an interesting dimension, but I believe that this drama still has further series that are being brewed as we speak. So we've not seen the end of that story.
Okay, let's move to The Guardian. The Guardian leads with this one: Interim government. Governors Forum demands arrest of plotters.
Yes. I mean, that was where we started from. if you say there's an interim government, and you said you have identified the people, please, at the very least, invite those people. I will not even go to the extent of saying arrest them. I will say these people should be invited. Listen to them, know what they have in their mind, and explain the direction of the state to them. Let them know that this is where the country stands and that there is no room for interim government. We have been here before. And to Nigerians who think that interim government can be established by the current, no government, whether you are current or you are outside or whatever you are, there is no place for it in our laws. When we had it, it was military, and military had no, they've suspended the constitution of this country. And we also must remind ourselves that when we had it, it did not end well.
All right, still in The Guardian, this is a happy one. Army repels ISWAP attack on Borno.
Fantastic. That's indeed good news. We must be emphatic about ensuring that we do not go back to those dark days as far as Borno and that neighborhood is concerned. Boko Haram should be forever a thing of the past.
Okay, a bit of sports now. Anthony Joshua, you know him now.
Yeah.
He's not thinking of losing or retiring now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there were also comments that if he lost this is next bout, that he might retire. So it's delightful to see that he has given himself a very tough task to say, I'm not thinking of losing or retiring, because if he lost, the issue of retiring might be on the table for him. So the best thing is go out there, Joshua, and win this next bout.
Napoli to meet AC Milan without Osimhen.
Oh, Osimhen has been a wonderful guy for Napoli. Let's see how it goes for them. Maybe it's an opportunity for somebody to also step in Osimhen's shoes and try to do what Osimhen does. But I know that even Napoli, even the coach, everybody in that team will certainly miss Osimhen.
Okay, let's quickly move to The Nation newspapers. It leads with this crazy one. Deaf, dumb 15-year-old girl, gang rape in Nasarawa. She narrates ordeal.
Oh my God. Not just raping, but raping of a vulnerable individual. A deaf and dumb person was raped. I hope that the people who committed this got arrested, because their own punishment should even be higher than that of an ordinary rape. A person with disability getting gang raped is the height of not just indiscretion, but wickedness. Madness. And I hope that the judgment that they get will reflect that level of wickedness as well that they have committed in that place.
How about this? Trafficked returnees relive experiences in Saudi Arabia and Oman. They say it was hellish.
Yes. Oman, incidentally, keeps popping up as far as trafficking is concerned. Trafficking of Nigerians is concerned. There are all sort of methods, out there. People tell you, oh, there's a job somewhere. You can apply from Nigeria. They will work out your papers for you. And they indeed will work out the papers. But what most Nigerians who fall into this trap find out is that it's a slavery. And they don't find that out until they get to that other end. So the Japa thing, though it has been there before the Japa syndrome, but I think the Japa syndrome might have accentuated, it might have, elevated it to another scale entirely. People must be careful. If you don't know, instead of, Nigerians have a way of saying, oh, I don't want to tell them my plan so that they will not, the village people will not scatter it. You better seek advice from people who will know before you walk into that slavery.
All right, you should know this. You should be able to say something about this, Bola. Nigeria's public debt stock hits 46.25 billion naira in fourth quarter.
It must be trillion.
Billion is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, if it's in naira, it has to be trillion anyway. So that must have been, yeah.
You want me to convert?
Now, the Nigerian debt issue has been on the table for a while. And it is one of the things that the next government, because to be honest with you, Buhari, the only thing on the mind of the current president is Daura come May 29. So nothing is going to change about that fact. It is the next government that must be working out its approach to this issue. I don't want to go into details of analyzing debt. It's my forte, and I can speak to the details. But let's leave the details, and let's just stop at the fact that the next government must already be working out the details of how it will approach issues of debt, so that our financial management situation can improve.
Yeah, seeing a Portable arrested for sundry crimes.
I've seen a couple of videos about that man. I was almost going to say that gentleman. Then I wonder whether gentle actually applies to someone.
He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman, eh?
Until he's proven
otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good because that video was almost disgraceful even to the police. There should be no. I'm not saying anybody should be harassed, no, but there are ways to engage with security agencies, and the way he engaged with them was absolutely unacceptable. So, if indeed there are evidences that crimes have been committed, then it's an order that he should be brought in for he should be arrested.
But now it's a note, something to note by these celebs.
That they're not above the law.
They're not.
Because I remember in that video, he was reminding the police that he's a celebrity. What's a celebrity? Even president. Former President Trump was indicted yesterday or day before. What are we talking about? And somebody says he's a celebrity. What's a celebrity?
But he's one.
He is one. You may be a celebrity, but you're not above the law.
Okay. The court will prove that. Again, you want to take your time from us. 22 minutes to 8. Let's move to the premium times. How about this? Naira scarcity, how CBN policy caused suffering for Nigeria's poultry farmers.
Yeah. Not be only poultry farmer. Everybody suffer. Except maybe a few privileged people who have direct access to whatever few cash was available in the market. We all suffered. I see every day those massive queues at ATM continuously, week after week, month after month. It was a very sad season. I'm glad it is abating. I'm not saying it has cleared off. I mean, somebody was making a very interesting joke yesterday that he went to a part of Ogun State and that the people there were going to other parts to go and collect money because they have burnt their banks. So the people who destroyed their banks during that period don't have banks now to get money from.
Yeah.
But it is actually abating now, and I hope we sustain that.
Hear this, Bolaho. New governor-elect in Katsina has revealed how I will end insecurity in Katsina. Surprised?
Interesting. I would rather say bold. Because what we have heard from governors is typically their incapacity to deal with matters of security. It's one of those matters that they will almost at will just push it to the center and say, I don't control the police, I don't control the military, so I'm helpless. So it is actually a bit on the bold side to see a governor, saying, I will end insecurity in his state. It's a very bold one. I will pray for him. Katsina has been one of those places with the highest level of insecurity in the country.
Timipre Silva resigns as Minister of State for Petroleum Resources.
Apparently, that's a warm-up for Bayelsa Guba. Timipre Silva has been on queue for that role for years. I think at some point he had a taste.
He was a governor for a while.
Yes, he had a taste of it. It was removed by the court.
He's sweet.
Yes. If you know... It is a powerful role.
Yeah. Benue PDP suspends officials over Ayu's suspension.
Yeah, that's the one we took the other time. It's a drama, and we have not seen the last of this series.
But I think it's it's becoming a tall order for the main opposition party in Nigeria. After an election, keep the family together.
It's horrible. In fact, they just managed through the election in itself. And right at the heart of the election, you had the G5 and the effect of the G5 on that party. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, even Labour was from that party. Peter Obi was from that party.
This will raise your eyebrow. Appeal court convicts Chinese citizens for attempting to bribe EFCC official with 50 million naira each.
Wow. He must have committed some huge crime.
Yeah.
And, a question is, 50 million each. I wonder what is the size of the crime it has committed. But were those officers for at least rejecting bribe? Just have some kudos. We live in an environment where these things happen every day, and several agencies of government in similar situations have been known, have been reported to have been involved.
Still in the premium times, why PDP lost governorship election in Abia. This is from governor himself, Ikwazu.
Oh, okay. I hope it's because that might also be his own political view of why PDP lost. Why it lost will require a balanced, an independent assessment of the politics of Abia State to have a more comprehensive or a more robust analysis of why this party won and the other one lost. Well, Abia it was an interesting case in this particular election.
ICPC arraigns prison official for job racketeering.
Oh, the same one we talk about, yeah. This keeps happening all the time, and I just hope that they get punished for this racketeering thing. And we must take steps to protect the citizens. I don't know which agency specifically, or if any agency has a responsibility for tracking matters like this.
There's an agency responsible for it?
I don't know. So that people could be saved from these fraudsters.
All right. A motorcyclist shot by Anarchy appeals to Ondo governor to pay 30 million naira judgment sum.
You should go and pay it. Why should you shoot someone? People should be, if someone has committed a crime, arrest them. Hand them over to the right level of security. I mean, this happens all the time to Nigerians. No matter what the crime anybody might have committed, you have no right to do the judgment. The person should go through normal prosecution and judgment.
Okay, one story I skipped in the nation is this: Olanipekun Dia, 1944 to 2023.
End of an era. Olanipekun Dia. Abacha is late. Olanipekun Dia is late now. Ihomu is late. It's a generation that is actually going out, like we can see. David Mark is still alive, though he has become very quiet. IBB, from time to time, we still get to hear of him. But I believe there are certain books that are missing about some of the actions of this crop of leaders while they reign. We do not have full details about certain things, and it would be good for historical purpose. Now that they are passing, they are living, checking out one by one. I don't know if biographers and the rest of them or historians can go out there and give us something to read.
Let's end with this story from the nation. How greed ruined opposition in Nigeria.
It is, I don't know, I think I would call it selfishness that has ruined opposition in Nigeria. And you using the case of PDP. And it started from not being able to determine the zoning issues with the presidential candidate. That was where the problem started from. Though the constitution says, if it is north, then it should go to the south. Then they found a loophole within that and said, look, the outgoing president is not from our party. The last time we had a president, he was from the South. So that was that created the initial hole. And before we know it, a candidate emerged. The candidate emerged, then we saw what followed as the Labour Party candidate, having seen that from the way things were going, he wasn't going to be able to win the ticket. He left, and that was Labour. The Kwakwanso also was in PDP. If you remember Ganduje in the 2019 election, he almost lost. And that was attributed to the power of Kwakwanso in PDP as at that time. So PDP, NMPP out, Labour out, and that was the end of PDP. We saw as PDP lost in all the traditional strong areas, from the southeast to the south-south. It's a lesson for opposition governance, or even for any party that is contesting for presidency in this country. The more you can work together, the better for you.
Okay then, Bolahon, let's apply the brakes here. Thank you for the analysis. Okay, we will hand over the microphone to the listener now. If you feel up to adding your voice to the stories we shared, please. The telephone line, the telephone number on offer here is 081 644 25875. Take that again. 081 644 25875. Let's sound you out now. What story, which of the stories caught your fancy? How do you react to it or to them? I have a first caller here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
I greet you, sir. Your name, where you are calling from?
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Ajao State.
Okay, Ajao, just behind us here. Okay, go on right away.
Yeah. Please, I want to comment on the governor of Abia State about the election, why PDP lost the election. I think yesterday or so, I saw on the internet, they were trying to say that the woman was incompetent and the woman was biased. I mean, the returning officer was biased. But that is a big lie. This person is from a local government in Abia State, moving to local government. I am telling you, the vote of Labour Party was the vote of the people. If you actually watch what happened, you will see celebration in every corner of Abia State. They were jubilating as if an angel came down to them, because that was the people talking, and he was trying to manipulate that election, even through my own local government.
All right, let me stop you here.
Let him not say anything.
Yeah, okay.
So
he has a right to say something. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, but please, before we go, I want to make a request, please.
What's this request?
Last week Saturday, you brought two guests that spoke about the happenings in our politics and in Nigeria. And the elderly man made a statement about this Lagos is no man's land. Please, can you bring that man back to explain to us? He said this issue started in 1954, if I can remember. I would love to hear that man and let us know who made this statement, why this statement was made, so that we can correct it.
Thank you,
please,
brother.
I don't need to get posted with that.
Thank you. Okay, that's noted.
Bye.
Okay, the number again is 081 644 25875. This is the Voice of the People Radio, 90.3 FM. Good morning to you.
Good morning, the citizen.
I greet you, sir.
Good morning. And good morning to your guests also.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. I want to speak about...
If you tell us your name,
I'm Mr. Godwin. I'm Mr. Godwin calling from Adumo.
All right, take your 60 seconds. Let's go.
Okay. I want to talk about Mr. Ifiwanya, what he said about the robber. The robber is rascal. There was a time a man and an Oba that we in Lagos that said that anybody that vote for the party that he did not want, he did not want.
Please
that
react.
He withdraw them in the
Please react to the story we shared with you. Where there's no
that is
react to the
what
story.
I'm reacting to.
Leave the
There was
Oba.
a person that
There's
said
no
so
story
before.
about Oba here. Please react to what the story talked about.
So I did not find Mr. Iwanya who own that is worse than what the other person said the other time. And there's another person that said that if they both vote for this person, they will not come out and vote. They will not come out and vote. Nobody will write an eyebrow. Nobody condemn.
The election has come and gone. Please, if anybody is in court, let the court do its job. Here we don't speculate. Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. 08164425876. Let's get your reaction to the stories we shared. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Please keep your radio out of it. Welcome. Your name, where you're calling from.
I'm calling you from Isolo.
All right, take your 60 seconds. Let's go from now.
I want to react about the PDP, the opposition party. I want to say that if the PDP wanted to win the election, they should have fixed to their arrangement. But at the end of it all, PDP is out on presidency for more than just about 8 years or thereabouts. And we are not sure in 2027, with all this back and forth that they're doing, they will be able to set the house in order. I think the alternative way now is for us to look for Labour Party. See if they can be able to be a good position to these people. Because even the APC are not doing what is right. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you too. Straight to the point. Please, let's get to hear how you react to the stories we shared with you. 08164425875. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Keep your radio out of it, please, and please, and please.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. The radio itself.
Your name and where you're calling, or your name where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Mr. Peter Mwaboba.
Peter, you are on now.
Yes, I'm calling from Mafoloko.
Okay then.
Oshodi. Well, I want to speak about...
See, your radio is still on. Your radio is still on. I'm not there, but I can tell your radio is still on. Or move away from there, please.
Sorry, let me...
Please. 816-4425-875. Hi, good morning to you.
Hello? Engineer Philip, please.
Engineer Philip, keep your radio out of the business. Keep
my
your
radio is off. My radio is off, please.
Oh, yeah.
My radio is off.
All right, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from EBA. I'm talking about the Abia State Governor. Okay, Sheikh Bazu. You read it, is that correct?
Yes.
Good. I am from Ikuana, precisely, Oburu, Womoku down there. My dear brother, if you see the road, if you see the road from Omahia to Kotekweni, it's nothing to write about. So there are people to decide and get a new governor in. I don't think anything is wrong with that.
Yeah, but that road, don't you think it's a federal road?
Yes, it's federal road, but has he ever complained about it? Has he ever, excuse me, as I'm talking to you now, you're listening and you could be making investigation and find out what is happening. But has he ever complained to the federal or whatever? Apart from that, have you ever been to Abia, Area, and so forth and so on? And it's a governor. Him and the previous governors, they were running up the state like a family squad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So sorry. That man living is not a regret to any Abians. Okay? So nobody should ever talk about it's a late human being. I think he has to follow...
No, he's not late. He's not late. He's still alive, please.
No, what I mean is late. It's a late governor from what is ruling. He has to follow...
He's governor of Abia. He's governor of Abia until May 29. Thank you.
God, he has to follow Wike. He's assuming deported from Abia. Okay? That is me talking. Thank you. Okay. My name is Philip Ugezo Maga, okay?
All right, the Abia man.
Yes, from Wikuano.
Okay. Bola, roads and governors.
Abia is a special case. Local government roads, state roads, everything is.
I'm sorry, we can't take that. 0816442585. This is Voice of the People Radio, and let's take this.
Hello. Hello.
I'm sorry, we can't have it.
Hello?
I'm sorry. If you get through, keep your radio out of it. I know you want to hear you on radio. It's not possible. We won't have a smooth conversation. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Happy New Month.
Same to you.
This is the vibe from Navy Town.
All right then, go on.
Yeah, I want to talk about this one person and this PDP issue. Actually, the whole batch of them that came out from PDP and is running for presidential race, I don't think that was a good step, because if you really believe in making a home, you might have crisis in your home, but you can still settle it. And if you have a good mind for the country, you can remain where you are and give advice. Even if they wanted the presidential seat to come from the south, like when Jonathan was there, they can still pick somebody from the south. Like this, our man, Itobi, was in PDP. All of them were in PDP. Today, everybody is talking bad of PDP. I feel very bad and ashamed of some Nigerians.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you. 60 seconds out. Thank you. Yeah, Bola, I think we'll stop it here.
Yes, it's been a good 1 hour, if you ask me. There's a lot to be done by Nigerians, even as citizens, to ensure that we have a government that we desire, and we have a peaceful environment for whoever emerges eventually to be able to run the government. And so that commitment must come from all of us. And to those who think there's anything good about interim government, please, they should perish the thought. Nobody can give Nigerian interim. There's no basis in law whatsoever for it to happen.
But quickly, let me chip something in about Abia State. You know, Alex Oti has a tall order. He has a big job.
Huge one.
Huge one. Aba, for instance, should have been the Japan of Nigeria a long time ago. It's like talking about Ochanja Market.
Yeah.
You know, so
let's not now. He can do electricity if he wants to do electricity. He can do railway if he wants to do railway. He has. I know he's inheriting very terrible situation, but it's a challenge for him. Let's be able to see that in 4 years what he has done, and he might just open a new vista for not just Abia but the entire sub-region.
That's it, because leadership is key at a time like this. Okay then. Well, we see Saturday.
By the grace of God.
Barring any hitches. Okay, that's it on newspaper headliners this morning on the View. Saturday. Good morning to you.